You didn't find this video by accident. Today you're going to discover that Helena Blavatsky, the most influential spiritual teacher of the 19th century, warned humanity about something that completely changes how we see our lives, the soul contracts we signed before we were born. Right now, millions of Americans are walking through life feeling lost, wondering why certain people keep showing up in their story, why some relationships feel so intense, and why life sometimes feels like it's following a script they never wrote. You might be one of them. Maybe you've looked at your family and wondered how you ended up with these specific people. Maybe you've had relationships that felt destined, or conflicts that seemed to repeat themselves no matter what you did. What Helena Blavatsky revealed over 150 years ago is that none of this is random. Every person in your life, every major challenge, every breakthrough moment, it was all planned, not by some external force, but by you, your soul. Before you took your first breath on earth, you sat in a realm beyond time and space and carefully chose every major element of this life. Blavatsky called these soul contracts, sacred agreements your soul made with other souls about what you would experience together in this lifetime. She warned that most people would go through their entire lives never understanding these contracts, missing the deeper purpose behind their struggles and connections. She said that those who awaken to this truth would finally understand why they're here and what they're supposed to do. Today, I'm going to reveal the 7 soul contracts that Helena Blavatsky said every person has, and how understanding them will transform your entire perspective on your life's purpose. You'll discover why certain people trigger you so deeply, why some relationships feel like coming home, and why your biggest challenges are actually your greatest gifts. You'll learn how to recognize these contracts in action and how to fulfill your soul's true mission. But here's what Blavatsky warned would happen. Most people aren't ready for this truth because it means taking complete responsibility for their life experience. It means seeing every difficult person as a teacher, every painful situation as growth, and every setback as redirection toward your purpose. The 7th contract I'll reveal is the most powerful and the one that determines whether you fulfill your soul's mission or spend this lifetime asleep to your true potential. The first soul contract Helena Blavatsky revealed is what she called the family mirror contract. This is the agreement your soul made to be born into your specific family, to learn essential lessons about love, boundaries, and self-worth. You chose your parents, your siblings, even your extended family before you were born. I know this might be hard to accept, especially if your family relationships have been difficult. But Blavatsky explained that your soul specifically selected these people because they would trigger the exact experiences you needed to grow. Maybe your parents were emotionally distant, teaching you independence and self-reliance. Maybe they were overprotective, helping you learn to set boundaries. Perhaps you have a sibling who always seemed to get more attention, showing you how to find your own unique value. Every family dynamic, even the painful ones, serves your soul's evolution. This contract isn't about punishment, it's about preparation. Your family mirrors back to you the patterns you came here to heal or the strengths you came here to develop. That parent who never seemed proud of you. They're reflecting a lesson about finding validation from within. The sibling who always competed with you. They're showing you how to define success on your own terms. The most profound part of this contract is that your family members agreed to play these roles for you, even if it meant being seen as the difficult ones. They loved you enough before birth to take on the challenging parts so you could learn what you needed to learn. When you understand this contract, everything shifts. That critical voice in your head often sounds like a family member because that person was assigned to help you develop your own inner voice. The family wound becomes the doorway to your greatest strength. I want you to comment below and tell me which city you're watching from, because I'm amazed at how far this ancient wisdom is reaching people who are ready to understand their soul contracts. Blavatsky said this knowledge would spread when humanity was ready for the next level of consciousness. But the family contract is just the beginning. The second contract explains why certain romantic partners feel like they were destined to be in your life. The second soul contract is the sacred partnership contract, the agreement between souls to experience love, loss, and transformation through romantic relationships. Helena Blavatsky taught that before you were born, your soul made agreements with specific souls about how you would love each other in this lifetime. Some came to teach you about unconditional love. Others came to show you your worth. Some came to help you heal old wounds, and others came to challenge you to grow. This is why some relationships feel instant and familiar, like you've known this person forever. Your souls have been planning this meeting for lifetimes. It's also why some relationships are so intense and complicated. These aren't mistakes or bad luck. These are souls fulfilling their contracts with you. Maybe you've had a relationship that was passionate but turbulent, where you loved deeply but couldn't make it work. That person might have contracted to show you the difference between passion and compatibility, or to help you learn to love yourself before seeking love from others. The pain wasn't punishment, it was preparation for the love you truly deserved. Or perhaps you've experienced a relationship where someone betrayed your trust completely. Blavatsky would say this soul agreed to play the betrayer role so you could learn discernment, develop your intuition, and understand your own value. They took on the karma of betrayal to serve your soul's growth. The most beautiful part of this contract is that even relationships that end served their purpose perfectly. That person who broke your heart opened it wider for the right love to enter. The one who left taught you that you're complete on your own. The one who couldn't commit showed you what commitment really means to you. Your current partner, if you have one, has a specific soul contract with you too. They're here to help you become the fullest version of yourself, and you're here to do the same for them. Every conflict is a classroom. Every moment of love is a gift you both planned. When you see romantic relationships through this lens, you stop being a victim of love and start being a conscious participant in your soul's education. You understand that every partner is a teacher, and every lesson is by design. But partnerships aren't the only souls who contracted to be in your life. The third contract involves the people who challenge you the most. The third soul contract is the adversary contract, agreements your soul made with other souls to challenge, oppose, or create conflict in your life for the sake of your spiritual growth. This is the hardest contract for most people to accept, but Helena Blavatsky said it's one of the most important. Before you were born, certain souls agreed to play difficult roles in your life. The difficult boss, the toxic friend, the family member who never understood you, the competitor who pushed you to be better. These souls took on what Blavatsky called the shadow role, agreeing to be disliked, misunderstood, or even hated so that you could develop strength, courage, and wisdom. They sacrificed their own comfort in this lifetime to serve your growth. Think about the person in your life who has challenged you the most, the one who made you question yourself, who pushed your buttons, who seemed to bring out the worst in you. This soul contracted to show you where you needed to grow. They held up a mirror to your weaknesses, your fears, your unhealed wounds, so you could see them clearly and do something about them. Maybe you had a boss who was impossible to please, constantly criticizing your work. That soul agreed to help you develop confidence in your own abilities and stop seeking external validation. The criticism wasn't personal, it was purposeful. Or perhaps you've dealt with someone who was manipulative or dishonest. That soul contracted to help you develop better boundaries and trust your intuition. The most challenging part of this contract is that these souls often don't consciously know they're playing this role. They're just following their own patterns and triggers. But on a soul level, they're serving your highest good, even when it doesn't feel that way. Blavatsky taught that when you can feel gratitude for your adversaries, not for what they did, but for what you became because of them, you've mastered this contract. You stop being a victim and become a victor. You understand that every person who challenged you made you stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. This doesn't mean you should stay in toxic situations or allow abuse. It means understanding the spiritual purpose behind the challenge and extracting the lessons so you can move forward empowered. When you master the adversary contract, you develop what Blavatsky called spiritual immunity, the ability to stay centered and peaceful regardless of what others are doing around you. You become unshakable because you understand the deeper game being played. But there's another contract that involves the people who support and guide you through life's journey. The fourth soul contract is the guide and mentor contract. Sacred agreements with souls who committed to appear in your life as teachers, mentors, and guides when you need them most. Helena Blavatsky herself was fulfilling this type of contract when she brought ancient wisdom to the Western world. She had agreed before birth to be a bridge between spiritual realms and earthly consciousness, no matter how much criticism or misunderstanding she would face. In your life, these guide souls show up as the teacher who believed in you when no one else did, the stranger who gave you life-changing advice at exactly the right moment, the friend who saw your potential before you did, or the mentor who opened doors you didn't even know existed. Sometimes these guides appear for just a brief moment, a conversation with someone on a plane that shifts your entire perspective, a book that falls into your hands at the perfect time, or a random encounter that leads to a major life change. Other times, they're long-term presences, the coach who pushed you to excel, the therapist who helped you heal, or the spiritual teacher who awakened your consciousness. What makes this contract special is that these souls often sacrifice their own learning to focus on yours. They've mastered certain lessons in previous lifetimes and agreed to use their wisdom to help you avoid some of the harder paths they had to walk. They're essentially giving you shortcuts to growth and understanding. You might recognize these souls because being around them feels elevating. They see the best in you and help you see it too. They ask the right questions, offer the perfect insights, and somehow always show up when you need them most. It's not coincidence, it's contract fulfillment. Blavatsky warned that many people miss their guides because they're looking for someone who looks or sounds a certain way. Your guide might be the janitor who shares profound wisdom while cleaning your office, the child who teaches you about joy and presence, or the elderly person in line at the grocery store who says exactly what you needed to hear. The key to recognizing your guides is feeling grateful when you're around them. There's something about their presence that makes you want to be a better person. They don't judge your mistakes. They help you learn from them. They don't try to control your choices. They help you see your options more clearly. If you're watching this, there's a good chance you've felt called to be a guide for others too. That feeling of wanting to share wisdom, help people grow, or make a positive difference is your soul remembering its contracts to serve others' evolution. But guides aren't the only supportive souls in your contracts. The fifth agreement involves your closest connections. The fifth soul contract is the soul family contract, the most beautiful agreement of all, made with souls who committed to journey through multiple lifetimes together, supporting each other's growth and celebrating each other's victories. Helena Blavatsky taught that souls travel in groups, incarnating together again and again, playing different roles but always maintaining that deep recognition and love. Your soul family isn't necessarily your biological family. They're the people who feel like home from the moment you meet them. You know you've met a soul family member when the connection is instant and natural. There's no pretense, no games, no need to explain yourself. You feel seen, understood, and accepted exactly as you are. These are the friends who feel more like siblings, the romantic partners who feel like perfect matches, and sometimes even the children who feel like old wise souls. Soul family members often have similar life purposes or spiritual missions. You're drawn to the same causes, share similar values, and support each other's dreams without competition or jealousy. When one succeeds, you all celebrate. When one struggles, you all rally to help. These contracts are based on pure love and mutual support. Soul family members agreed to incarnate near each other, to find each other in this lifetime, and to remind each other of your spiritual nature when you forget. They're the ones who believe in you when you don't believe in yourself, who see your light when you feel lost in darkness. Sometimes soul family members arrive early in your life, and sometimes they appear later after you've done some growing. The timing is always perfect for your soul's development. You meet them when you're ready to give and receive that level of love and support. What's magical about soul family contracts is that these relationships feel effortless. There might be disagreements or misunderstandings, but the underlying love and commitment never wavers. You can go months or years without talking and pick up right where you left off. The bond transcends time and circumstances. Blavatsky said that recognizing your soul family awakens your memory of who you really are beyond this physical existence. These people reflect back your divine nature and remind you that you're not alone in this human experience. They're proof that love is real, eternal, and the foundation of all existence. If you have people in your life who feel like soul family, treasure them. Express your gratitude, show up for them, and let them show up for you. These relationships are rare gifts that your soul specifically requested for this lifetime. Many people in soul families also share a common mission or purpose, which leads us to the sixth contract that explains why you're here at this specific time in history. The sixth soul contract is the mission contract. the agreement your soul made to contribute something specific to humanity's evolution during this lifetime. Helena Blavatsky was living her mission contract when she founded the Theosophical Society and introduced Eastern spiritual concepts to the Western world. She knew she had incarnated at that specific time in history to plant seeds of consciousness that would bloom generations later, seeds that are flowering right now as more people awaken to spiritual truth. Your mission contract is your soul's commitment to use your unique gifts, experiences, and perspective to make a positive impact on the world. This isn't necessarily a grand world-changing mission. Sometimes the most important missions happen in quiet, personal ways that create ripple effects through generations. Maybe your mission is to break generational patterns in your family, showing future generations what healthy love and boundaries look like. Perhaps your mission is to bring healing, creativity, or innovation to your specific field. Your mission might be to raise conscious children, to create art that inspires others, or simply to model what authentic self-expression looks like. The clues to your mission are in what breaks your heart and what lights you up. What injustices make you angry? What problems do you feel called to solve? What activities make you lose track of time? What compliments do people always give you? These aren't random, they're pointing you toward your soul's purpose. Your mission contract also explains why you were born into this specific generation, in this particular country, with these exact resources and challenges. Your soul chose this time period because it's when your contribution is most needed. You have something that the world needs right now, and every experience you've had has been preparing you to deliver it. Blavatsky warned that many people never fulfill their mission contracts because they get distracted by what others expect of them, or what society says they should do. Your mission might not look like traditional success. It might not make you rich or famous, but it will make you feel alive and purposeful in a way that nothing else can. The key to discovering your mission is to stop trying to figure out what you should do and start paying attention to what you're naturally drawn to do. Your soul knows its mission and is constantly trying to guide you toward it through your interests, passions, and natural talents. Sometimes your mission becomes clear through your wounds. The things you've healed from become the things you're meant to help others heal. The challenges you've overcome become the wisdom you're meant to share. Your greatest struggles often contain your greatest gifts. When you align with your mission contract, everything starts flowing more easily. Opportunities appear, the right people show up, resources become available. It's as if the universe conspires to support you because you're finally doing what you came here to do. But there's one final contract that determines whether you fulfill all the others successfully. The seventh and most crucial soul contract is the self-love contract, the fundamental agreement your soul made with itself to learn to love, accept, and honor your own divine nature while in human form. Helena Blavatsky said this was the master contract that made all others possible. Without self-love, you can't fully serve your mission, recognize your soul family, learn from your guides, or grow from your challenges. Self-love is the foundation that allows every other soul contract to be fulfilled successfully. This contract is often the hardest one to complete because human society teaches us to look outside ourselves for validation, worth, and love. Your soul knew this would be challenging, which is why it arranged all your other contracts to eventually lead you back to self-acceptance. Every person who rejected you was teaching you that their opinion doesn't define your worth. Every challenge you overcame was proving to you that you're stronger than you realize. Every time you chose to keep going despite difficulties, you were honoring your soul's resilience and wisdom. The self-love contract includes learning to forgive yourself for mistakes, to celebrate your uniqueness instead of hiding it, and to trust your inner guidance even when others disagree. It means recognizing that you're not broken and don't need fixing. You're a divine soul having a human experience, and that experience is perfect for your growth. This contract also involves releasing the need to be perfect and embracing your humanity with compassion. Your flaws aren't failures. They're features that make you relatable and help you connect with others who share similar struggles. Your sensitivity isn't weakness. It's a superpower that allows you to feel deeply and help others heal. When you master the self-love contract, everything changes. You stop settling for relationships or situations that don't honor your worth. You start pursuing dreams that align with your authentic self rather than trying to meet others' expectations. You become a lighthouse of self-acceptance that gives others permission to love themselves too. Blavatsky taught that self-love isn't selfish, it's essential. When you love yourself, you have love to give others. When you honor your own needs, you can genuinely support others without resentment. When you trust your own worth, you don't need to tear others down to feel good about yourself. The completion of your self-love contract is what allows you to remember who you really are. A beautiful, powerful, eternal soul who chose this human experience for growth and service. It's what transforms you from a victim of circumstances into a conscious creator of your reality. Take a moment right now to tell yourself something you appreciate about who you're becoming. Your soul is listening, and this simple act of self-acknowledgement helps fulfill the most important contract you made before coming here. Now let me show you how all these contracts work together to create the magnificent masterpiece that is your life. Now that you understand all 7 soul contracts Helena Blavatsky revealed, you can see how they work together like instruments in a divine orchestra, creating the symphony of your life experience. Your family mirror contract gave you the initial programming to work with or against. Your partnership contracts taught you about love in all its forms. Your adversary contracts developed your strength and wisdom. Your guide contracts provided support and direction. Your soul family contracts offered unconditional love and belonging. Your mission contract gave you purpose and contribution. And your self-love contract makes it all meaningful and sustainable. None of these contracts operate in isolation. They're all interconnected, each one supporting and enhancing the others. The challenge that seemed to come from an adversary might actually lead you to a guide who helps you discover your mission. The partner who broke your heart might have been preparing you to recognize and appreciate your soul family when they appeared. Blavatsky taught that understanding these contracts transforms you from feeling like life is happening to you into knowing that life is happening for you. Every experience, every person, every challenge becomes meaningful when you see it as part of your soul's carefully designed curriculum. This doesn't mean life becomes easy. It means life becomes purposeful. You still feel pain, but you understand its function. You still face challenges, but you know they're developing your character. You still experience loss, but you trust that it's making space for something better aligned with your soul's evolution. When you live with awareness of your soul contracts, you develop what Blavatsky called spiritual mastery, the ability to stay connected to your higher purpose, even during difficult times. You become less reactive and more responsive. You stop taking things personally and start seeing everything as information about your growth. You also become more compassionate toward others because you understand that everyone is fulfilling their own soul contracts, even when their behavior seems inexplicable or hurtful. That difficult person isn't just being difficult, they're playing their contracted role, probably unconsciously, to help someone learn and grow. This awareness also helps you make better decisions because you can ask yourself, does this align with my soul contracts? Will this choice help me fulfill my mission? Does this relationship honor my self-love contract? Your soul's wisdom becomes your compass for navigating life's choices. Most importantly, understanding your soul contracts helps you forgive yourself, others, and life itself. You realize that everyone is doing their best with their current level of consciousness, and every experience has served your soul's evolution in some way. But here's what Blavatsky said was the ultimate purpose of understanding these contracts. Helena Blavatsky's final teaching about soul contracts was this: once you understand and fulfill them, you become free to help others do the same. You graduate from being a student of life to being a teacher of wisdom. This is why you're watching this video right now. Your soul led you here because you're ready to remember the contracts you made before birth and start living them consciously. You're not just randomly consuming content. You're answering a call from your own soul to wake up and step into your power. When you embrace your soul contracts, everything shifts. Relationships become classrooms, challenges become opportunities, setbacks become redirections. You stop being a victim of circumstances and become a conscious creator of your experience. You understand that you chose this life, these lessons, these people, and this exact moment in history for your soul's perfect evolution. But here's the most beautiful part. As you master your own contracts, you become a living example for others. Your family members start questioning their own patterns. Your partners experience what authentic love looks like. Former adversaries either transform or naturally leave your life. Your soul family recognizes you more easily, and your mission starts attracting the people and resources needed to fulfill it. You become what Blavatsky called a conscious soul, someone who remembers why they came here and lives that purpose every day. You stop sleepwalking through life and start dancing with it. You stop merely surviving and start thriving. You stop just existing and start truly living. If this message has resonated with your heart, if something inside you is saying, yes, this is why I'm here, then your soul is confirming the truth of these contracts. Trust that feeling. Honor that knowing. You didn't find this information by accident. Your soul guided you here because you're ready for this level of understanding. I want you to do 3 things right now. First, like this video if it's helped you see your life with new eyes. Second, subscribe to this channel because we're building a community of conscious souls who support each other's awakening. Third, share this with someone who needs to remember their soul contracts too. Comment below and tell me which contract resonates with you most powerfully. Are you recognizing your soul family, understanding your mission, working on self-love? Your sharing helps others recognize their own contracts and creates the ripple effect your soul intended. Remember, you are not here by accident. You are not a victim of random circumstances. You are a powerful, eternal soul who chose this exact life experience for your growth, your joy, and your contribution to humanity's evolution. Helena Blavatsky saw this truth over 150 years ago, and now it's your turn to live it. Your contracts are calling. Your soul is waiting. Your time is now.